And I'm really glad that I'm doing this with you guys.
Oh,
I have been watching your interviews, and you guys are fun.
oh, well, thank
Well,
you. I
thank you.
appreciate that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, welcome to the show, Juan. I'm excited to talk about Space Plague, which you have coming out this week on April 8th. So tell us about your game. What is it all about, and how do you play the game?
Well, Space Plague was first started as a colonizer game where you will try to colonize a planet. That's what we thought at first.
Okay.
We were thinking about doing something that people are used to, kinda in the board game hobby,
Yeah.
because colonizing things is pretty common in our hobby, and
Yes.
we can start with classic games, but we can go to Spirit Island, for example.
Yeah.
So we were thinking that we wanted to go in the middle, like something that is not so hardcore,
Okay.
but it's not so simple.
Right.
So Space Plague is about colonizing planets. It's about the other species in the universe that want to progress in their life, in their technology, in how they do
Yes.
in their daily lives, because they are space plagues. They are a plague for something. They are there looking for another planet to be there and just be there,
Yes.
because pain is what lets them construct, what lets them create, and lets them help the planet. And usually we are thinking that a plague is bad, but a plague is how everything starts, no?
Well,
We need that.
sure. Okay.
We need that because if they are colonizing, for example, we have a planet where there are already another race, and they come to that planet, that's a bad plague. That's where
Yes.
you think, okay, we are fighting. Who are the bad guys here? Are
So
we doing the right thing?
so are we the good guys in this game then?
It depends on you. It depends on what you think is right.
I find it interesting that one of your plagues in the game is the flat earthers.
Well, we were playing with their token because they are plain. They are flat. So they are flat earthers. We want to change that name actually because we want something that is more general,
Okay. I
Okay.
not
just
just
I just
flat
thought it
earth.
was I thought it was humorous, at least in your prototype, the flat earthers. That's actually
Yeah.
the character I played as.
Yeah.
But
I actually found the horny goats to be quite
oh yes.
These two
quite
are
funny.
really important.
Tell us how the game plays. Give us an overview, or give us our viewers an overview of how the game plays and what you're doing in the game.
Okay, I would say the game is a card management game because you are playing your cards, and every time you do one, in every round you play a card, and that action is what will determine what you will do.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say it's a card management game with a market where you can buy and update your abilities, your hand, and what you can play.
Right.
So every round consists of, first you will see what is gonna happen in the event deck.
Okay.
Afterwards, you will play a card thinking about what will happen.
Right.
Everyone will reveal their cards and show what they were thinking about doing. Afterwards, the event is happening because you know what event is going to happen.
Right.
But when it comes, is when the real action starts, no? Because you want to, maybe sometimes you will need to sacrifice a piece of that plague, a, a token of plagues, or maybe you want to run to the
Right.
center of the planet. It depends on what happens. You can see three events in the game,
Yeah.
so you are always knowing what's going to happen.
3 turns
Uh,
ahead.
you have to play
That's
with
right.
that.
Okay.
We were actually inspired by Spirit Island, I will say, because of that, because you kind of know what is going to happen in the next turn.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, you know what's going to happen in the next turn. But here's where market and every other card that you can get gets the game going. Because now you can play some cards to run even faster,
Yeah.
or even take another plague from an opponent and take it to your place. So you are starting to uh, play with the opponents against them and trying to disrupt what they are trying to do.
Okay, so the abduction card, which is one we came across, is
Yeah.
meant to take one of their plagues onto your track so that you would I guess deliberately try to kill them.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes. But everything if they get to the planet because of your fault, of because you couldn't kill that plague, well, that's on you.
Okay. So
But that
then
Okay.
and that
okay.
happens a lot
Interesting,
because you
interesting.
can manipulate that many plagues because you our cards let you play what just one or two of what you have. Or
Mhm.
Yeah.
well, there
Yeah.
are other special cards, but we can
Awesome.
get to that later. Well, in the round, the last thing that you do is marching, and that's when your plays all your plays will advance one step forward
Right.
if they can.
And
There are
the
times
goal is
they
to get them all to the core, to the center
yeah,
core, and the most of your plagues in the core wins you the game.
yes, that's the
Okay.
game, and we have a planet where the idea of winning is the one with the less plagues in that planet.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's
interesting.
different win scenarios, different planets. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, that's very cool. I would love to know where you came up with the idea. Was this always a space-based game, or what was your inspiration behind the game?
Well, I will say that me and my friend, we together made a game. So Ivan is sadly not here with us right now, but we make the game together, and we are kind of two guys that love conspiracies,
Okay.
Okay.
and who can believe in conspiracies and not love the space?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
yeah, we were pretty inspired because of that, and we were thinking, okay, let's make a game that comes from other places. Let's make a game that makes the universe going, that gives sense to the universe. And
Mm.
that's how we came with the space plague. For us, the universe came from a really weird soup of plagues that made us.
Nice, nice.
So we do
The
believe in
the
the
primordial
slimes,
soup.
the reptilians. Obviously, the reptilians are making an allegory to
Yeah.
what we already know of reptilians.
Sure.
Yes, of course, of
Sure.
course.
And slimes, because pretty much everyone loves slimes.
Oh
They are
yes.
in every
Oh yeah.
fantasy games that we know of.
Absolutely. For sure. That's great.
And we could play with that because the slimes can have different shapes. And we had a lot of fun designing the characters of the game.
Yeah, they're really great little characters. I think the artwork is fantastic, and love the cartoony look and feel of the whole thing. It's really great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sin.
Now, you actually have a solo mode in this game. It's 1 to 4 players. So, how does the solo mode work, and does it play any different than multiplayer?
Yeah, we what we have with the solo mode is making that the worlds, every planet that you go to, will have a mechanism of attacking you,
Okay.
of making you the opponent. So we didn't give you the solo mode in the prototype because we are still refining some things.
Okay.
Okay.
But what we have is that the planets will try to
Constantly. Yep.
constantly try to attack your plagues while you
Okay.
try to avoid that. And well, to win the game, you still need to have the most plagues in the core.
Okay.
And you will have a score, a max score list that you will try to beat.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're playing against your own previous score. Is
Yes.
really the idea there, but you're still fighting against the world events.
Yeah, we don't want the game in the solo mode to just be the same game with
Right.
the same rules. We want to spice it up.
Yes.
Spice it up.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Awesome.
Wonderful. So I want to know what are some of your favorite cards in the game. You obviously took a lot of time to make sure you're designing and developing cards to help improve the plagues make their way. What are some of your favorite cards to get down on the table?
Well, I actually love when you are disrupting your opponents. So the abduction card, one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah.
And we have some special aliens. We have four of them that lets you skip some rules. because usually the plagues can you can have two plagues in the same spot at the same time,
Right. Yes.
but we do have some aliens that let you do that,
Okay.
Oh.
lets you skip some rules. And with that, there's a lot of combos that you can make, and I love trying new combos with the game. We have discovered before we gave the prototypes away, we were working with one of these combos that kind of broke the game. It
Oh.
was really fun for the player, but not for the others.
What was it? Give us an idea of what that was like as you're playtesting it.
One of the special plagues that you have, you can, it's the roam. It's like a goat, a special goat that lets you push other plagues away, other tokens. And there was a card that there's not anymore because it lets you move 3 steps forward every time you were going through a warrior piece, a warrior, one of those warrior. Well, what the combo make is that this special plague let you take like almost 4 plagues instantly to the core.
Oh, because you're pushing them all forward.
Yeah, because you push them, but it activates another special effect that is a passive one. So you were moving and moving and moving until the core.
Oh.
And well, that was fun, really fun for the player.
I'm sure it was.
The player playing with the goat, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For everybody else, not so much.
I was kind of surprised because I didn't think that could happen anytime.
Well,
But he made it.
That's still not a bad card to have. You just make it a more expensive card to purchase with your energy. Right? So you really got to save your energy up to get that huge card, you know, or some way that if it comes out on the table, have some way to clear it off the table and replace it with 3 more evolution cards instead. so no one can buy it.
Yeah, but if no one can buy it, is it really that fun to have it?
If you save up all your energy, sure. Then if I've got all the rights to use it, if I saved up that much.
And I love that, Jim, because I love having different kind of players in our game.
Yeah.
And we think that with what we have, we can let different players play in different ways.
Yes,
so
right.
we're really proud of that because I'm a kind of player that wants everything to be efficient, to be cost effective.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are some players that love to hog all the energy and in just a turn make an explosive move.
Right. And that card would allow you to do that if you saved up all your money to buy it.
You know, you're right. You're right. And we will have to work with that.
There you go. I give you something to think about. I would love to know how the game looks now versus when you first started it. Like, is it the game you set out to make, or did when you first started creating this game, was it something completely different? How has the game changed throughout its life?
At first, we were thinking about a deck builder game.
Just solely a deck builder?
Just a deck builder, just cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because I love deck building games.
Me too.
But
my favorite type is deck builders.
Oh, I know that we have that in common because I love just having cards. I used to play a lot of Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'm that kind of generation.
I'm with you on Magic. I got thousands of Magic cards.
It's a really expensive hobby that we love.
Yes, yes, it is.
So yeah, it started as a deck building game, but Ivan, my partner, he thought to the future and he said, "No, I want to draw more things. I want to have a board. I want something that players can move." And well, with that in mind, we started our engines and thinking about, okay, we are not going to make a deck building game anymore.
Okay.
We're going to have cards because I still love cards, so let's make a...
So that's why the deck builder mechanic is still there.
Yeah, thank you, Ivan. I appreciate that. But we still have a lot of more pieces, boards, and things that you can take and move.
Yeah.
That's something that players love. We all love to be able to have a token and play with it and explore the energy.
Yeah.
Where can I put this in my board? And play with that. we are still childs with that
Oh,
kind of
yes.
curiosity that we have. So yeah, we started thinking about, okay, if we are gonna have a board, what is the board gonna do?
Mm.
Are we just gonna have a board there, like just existing, just being a plague? And no, we said, okay, we are gonna have one of those. That is the core, the planet core. But we said, okay, let's spice it up. Let's have a marketplace. Let's have something that changes how the game works.
Hmm.
Something that makes players want to achieve new things.
Yeah.
Or something that makes players feel the game is different every time you play it.
Right.
Of course, after hundreds of plays that we already have, the game, we kind of know how to play combos and how to play the best cards for us.
Sure.
But starting the game, well, you have a lot to do with everything you have.
Yeah.
So yeah, it started like that. Uh, we didn't have that many cards, and we want to make more because it's fun. It's fun just having the different artwork in our cards.
Oh, yeah.
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 I always love when my partner, where Ivan says, "Hey, I have a new idea." I'm like, "Please tell me about your idea." Just before we were done with everything in the game, he said like, "Okay, I have a new idea. Maybe you will like this." And I was like, "We already have a lot going on, but let's take this chance and let me hear you. What is this that you wanna do?" And so he made a new card that is like an evolution for your plays. That was not in the original idea,
Okay.
but now it lets you have even more ways of play the game, because with this card you can try to get some energy and spend it there to give you some kind of evolution or an instant action
Oh.
that you can get otherwise otherwise
Yep.
otherwise, right?
Yep.
That you can get otherwise, but there are some players that won't even look at that card because they will think, I don't need to evolve with this. What I really need is to evolve with the evolution deck right there in the board in the middle. That's what I want. So this gave a new awakening of players that play our game, because now you have even more ways of saying, I like this because of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You can tell you're very excited about your game, which is
Yeah.
awesome. I love to see when the creator is so excited for their game coming out.
So-
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to know, with the game coming to Kickstarter, are there any of your any of the stretch goals you might be able to tease for us? Anything that you're hoping to include with the game on release that maybe you can give us some hints to?
Well, we do have some surprises because we really are making our. Well, it's not something so important right now, but we want that every box have that kind of unique feeling
Okay.
to different to make it different from other games. I mean, it will have some things that you don't have in your hands yet, even with the game.
Okay.
But we're still trying our best to figure out what is the best way of surprising our players. That they say, okay, I was not expecting this.
Okay.
How come they didn't talk about this in their general
Ah.
videos or in our social network?
Okay. So you're keeping all you're keeping them all for as a surprise for the campaign as it
Some
progresses.
things, yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Okay. We have that to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Juan, we've been
I'm
doing
looking for
something.
one
We've
to
been
that
doing
too.
something new recently on the show. We like to do a little bit of a lightning round with our guest. 8 simple questions. Just answer the question as quickly as you can. It's super easy. Just think about. They're all based on a gaming or your game night. Okay, you good for this?
Okay.
Just first
Okay.
answer that comes to mind. Okay, we're gonna go through it really fast.
Let's do this.
All right. What's the last game you played?
Spirit Island, my
Nice.
favorite.
Awesome. Purchasing games. You purchase local or online?
Online.
Okay. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Competitive or cooperative?
Cooperative.
Oh, okay. And yet you made a competitive game.
Well, we are two players making this game.
That's true.
There are two brains doing this.
All right, this one I think you've already answered. Deck builder or deck constructor?
I like deck building the most.
Okay. Marvel or DC?
Ooh, that's a hardcore one. Well, I mean, I love Marvel comics,
Yep.
but DC has a pretty talent directors for their movies. And I
Okay.
mean, animated movies and live
Yeah.
action movies.
So you're going with DC?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right.
You know, let's go with Marvel because Spider-Man will always be my favorite hero.
My,
So yeah, let's
my,
go with it.
my daughter would appreciate that. She loves Spider-Man completely since she was a little girl.
Oh, and
Okay.
the universe have a lot of Spider-Mans and Spider-Womans and
Exactly.
Spider-Girls.
That's right. Dice or cards?
Cards.
And finally, science fiction or fantasy?
Science fiction always.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Juan, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Just before we let you go, give us the elevator pitch for Space Plague. Why should we back this game?
Well, maybe you want a gateway game right now, or maybe you want a complex game that you are not sure about playing. We have both.
Okay.
We have a way of showing this game to new players, but we still have that makes we advanced players. If I can say that I'm one, I don't know what is an advanced player, but can give you a lot of headache thinking about what to do next.
Awesome.
But if you want to play an easy game, you can do it still. You can still do that.
Yeah.
So we are kind of a game that is there to make people discover what they want,
It can
what
be
they
it,
really
yeah.
like.
It can
in
be
board.
as easy or as complex as you want it to be.
Yes, that's it.
That is fantastic. Well, Juan, Space Plague comes to Kickstarter on April 8th, so it's very, very soon. So everybody go check that out. The link is in the description below. Juan, it has been such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and good luck with your campaign. We'll be watching it with bated breath.
Thank you guys. It has been really fun. Thank you guys. Thanks to everyone listening to us. It has been a pleasure working with Chin and Tico. It's a new experience for us. We really expect that you enjoy what we have here. These guys are awesome. So please subscribe to OMG Nexus. They have a lot of content and it's a quality content that you will enjoy.